Welcome to Stuck, Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with Business Roof, and I want startups to be wildly successful. One of the things a startup needs to learn how to do, and it's a real hard thing, is delegating. So today, our expert is Carmen Williams from Global Teams. Thanks for coming,
Hello.
Carmen.
Pleasure, Mary.
So tell me, how do people actually let go and delegate?
I thought I'd share a story about my first ever virtual assistant. I um I was an unexpected business owner. I had a perfectly good job in strategic planning in healthcare, and then one day something clicked. I don't know if any of your audience has experienced this, where I just like decided enough was enough and I was going to start a business. And I knew nothing about business. So I had a very, very steep learning curve. But one thing that I did know was that I needed help to get myself out there in the marketing space because like people were magically coming to me because I was a healthcare consultant. And so my first ever virtual assistant helped me with my LinkedIn marketing. So I set the strategy, she did the doing, I had the conversations and made the business. And so what I realized very early on was I wasn't going to be successful if I didn't get support. And I think some people they can reach a level of success, but there comes a point where like you can't go any further unless you tackle this whole delegation thing and getting support from other people.
Yeah, there's only one of you. And if your business needs to run 24/7, or maybe even have many things to do in that 8 hour, 9 hour period, you're going to have to delegate. So,
Yes.
what are some tips people can, or coping mechanisms? How do you let go?
Yeah, so it's a really good question, Mary, because whenever people think about delegating, there's a set of fears that most people have, including me. One fear is, oh, what if they're not going to do it as good as me? And the thing is, you know what, Mary? A lot of the things that my team do, they actually do it better than me. But like, let's go worst case scenario. I love a worst case scenario situation. What if they only did 80% of what you could do? Like maybe that's better than you trying to do everything yourself. So that's one fear that people have. Another fear that people have is, oh, it's going to just take longer to delegate. It's just better to do it myself. And that might work for the first or the second time you do something, but what about the hundredth time you do something? Like I knew that I didn't want to be sending LinkedIn connection requests every day, 7 years down the track. So I got my virtual assistant team to be doing that. And so, sure, maybe in the short term, it might take like be a little bit quicker for you to do it yourself. But there are strategies around delegation that you can do to efficiently delegate. And if you pick those high volume tasks that just keep on going, you're going to get some benefit really early on.
Sure. And if you take the time to actually teach someone, sometimes there's more than one good way to do something. And
For
taking
sure.
the time to teach someone how to do it, yeah, it's time right now, but all the time you save down the road is huge. So it's
Yes.
it's about, quality and as
Yeah.
well as quantity.
Yeah. And sometimes one of the ways I like to delegate is via a video. So I record a video of myself doing the task initially. And so it's like Loom or maybe Zoom. I just record myself and I talk out loud. So I go, okay, so now I'm going to this file and then I'm doing this, and then you open this up, and then this is what decision I make around this. And so maybe it might add 50% extra time because I'm thinking it through and speaking out loud. But then someone can use that as their foundation for training and actually pick it up from there. So, like, it doesn't have to take forever to be able to delegate something.
So what's the first position that people would typically delegate to?
The first Uh, the first virtual assistant most business owners need is someone who is detail orientated and organized. Now, like I know not every single business owner is like me, but a lot of them are because business owners say to me, Carmen, I'm the one who's like having ideas and having discussions and like I'm all over the place and I need just someone just to have my back and be detailed and organized. And so what detailed and organized can look like is helping you with some of your LinkedIn marketing and maybe a little bit of Canva to make things look beautiful, but also filing things in the right way, making sure proposals are followed up, making sure you have your list of things that you need to focus on. And so the first role often is a mixture of marketing support and admin support, but it's like that detail orientated, methodical person that's like calm in the background of your craziness.
Someone who can keep their head while all about them are losing theirs.
Yeah. Well said, Mary.
Yeah. So this is great. It's really important for startups in particular to know how to delegate and to be okay with having people around who have different skill sets from you and do things differently, but in their areas they have more expertise than you do. So this is about collaborating and learning to do that. And
Yes,
done is better than perfect,
for
right?
sure.
Any other tips on how people should delegate?
I really think it's about making sure that you get the right people in the right roles. So many people say to me, "Oh, I've tried, you know, virtual assistants or delegating in the past and it hasn't worked." And then when I dig a little bit deeper, it's because maybe they've scoped the role wrong or they've selected the wrong person. So one mistake that people make all the time when they scope the role is people want unicorns. So us business owners, obviously we're dynamic and smart and we've got fingers in all our different pies. So people go, oh, I want someone who can do like customer support and someone who can do my marketing and someone who can migrate from Excel to my fancy CRM I've just invested in and all these things. And I'm like, hang on, no, no, no. What I like to do is talk to business owners about like what is practical and what's possible because this person isn't going to be like a you 2.0. This person's going to come with their own skill set. And so, like I said, most people, what they need is that detail orientated, organized person. Another mistake people often make is delegating the strategy to someone. So, when I first got my virtual assistant to help me with LinkedIn marketing, I didn't say to her, go get me leads on LinkedIn. I said to her, this is who I want to connect to. This is how you send connection requests. This is what I want you to say to them. This is what I want you to do with my content. This is how to format it. Like this is what to send to these people. And so I own the strategy and she did the doing. So I really think when we say delegation, especially early on, it's not delegation of the strategy or anything like that. It's like delegation of the tasks. So I think business owners sometimes let go prematurely in the strategy space.
Well, thank you so much, Carmen Williams from Global Teams. We'll put some contact information in the comments so people can get a hold of you because it sounds like you really know how to get things done.
Thank you, Mary.
And I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff. I want startups to be wildly successful. One of the best things you can do to accomplish that is book a call with me at businessriff.com. And join us again next time for Stuck, Time to Improv.